What's the latest on former Bronco Justin Simmons? Will he find a new home before the start of the season? Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for April 4th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel Vigil.
Has Justin Simmons gone cold? We haven't heard any recent news coming out after the Denver Broncos cut him nearly a month ago. And like I said, he still hasn't found a new home despite the NFL free agency being open for weeks now at this point. Many were targeting him to possibly go to the Eagles. And ESPN's Adam Schefter, who was regarded largely as the league's top insider, was on the Philadelphia radio on Wednesday morning and made some interesting comments saying, I don't think they would based on the logic with Reddick. But if Justin Simmons came in at a number, a price that was friendly, would they do that? Yeah, maybe. I'm making this up, but if it's a 1-year deal or some friendly number, would they do that? So clearly he isn't hearing teams are banging down the door for Justin Simmons to get him to come sign a deal. And maybe that's because of the money he's looking to make, or maybe it's because he hasn't made the playoffs. He's been a part of a team that hasn't been very good. I feel like the latter is very unlikely considering Simmons led interceptions in the NFL last year and has been regarded widely as a very, very talented safety. But maybe it's the money. Maybe Justin Simmons is looking to get a little bit more paid. And we saw the numbers that he had when he was with the Broncos. Maybe he's looking for something close to that, and other teams aren't just willing to pay it at this time. It's going to be interesting if he finds a home. If you had to guess where he will land or if he will land somewhere at all, let me know in the comments. I would love to see some of your guesses. Now, Ray Lewis has a surprising opinion on the Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning debate. While most people think Brady's 7 Super Bowl rings makes him the clear GOAT, Lewis says Peyton is his pick. He told the Stats Sports podcast, from a quarterback, from a student level of the game, Manning made me alter my game. He made me watch more film, and that's what I call the greatest quarterback to me. He acknowledged that Brady has the rings, but insists Peyton Manning was rough. Who's your pick in the Brady versus Manning debate? I've always said that I thought Tom Brady was the GOAT because of the Super Bowl rings and just the amount of times. It was like every single time he got on the field, I was like, oh no, like here comes Tom Brady. And don't get me wrong, Peyton Manning was like that a lot, but let's also be real. Even the year they won the Super Bowl, it wasn't Peyton Manning that was like guarding them through it all. It was definitely the defense. So yes, I will love Peyton Manning forever, but I am going with Tom Brady as the GOAT, the GOAT with that one. Now, Jaden Daniels, as we look to find another quarterback for the Denver Broncos, here's an interesting one. The Vikings never spent one-on-one time with quarterback Jaden Daniels after his pro day. The idea was after his pro day last week to spend some one-on-one time with him, but that never happened. That makes me wonder, one, do they have something on the schedule to happen eventually in the upcoming weeks? The draft is still 3 weeks away. Or are they thinking there's no way they're going to get Jaden Daniels because one of the top 3 teams is going to? They can't trade it with Arizona to get that number 4 pick, so it's just not worth like spending the time when there's other prospects they should be looking at. It's definitely interesting, and it makes me think, okay, well, do the Broncos have a better shot? What were the Broncos' initial thoughts on Jaden Daniels? Or does everybody just know he's essentially going to be going to the Commanders, and that is going to be that? Former Bronco, Randy Gregory, he has officially signed with the Buccaneers on a 1-year deal. Gregory had 2.5 sacks and 8 quarterback hits in 12 games last season with the 49ers after his stint with the Broncos. It's always interesting to kind of keep up with any former Broncos to see what they're doing. And names like Randy Gregory, I feel like a lot of people are still very connected with, even though it did feel like we got a little bit burned by Randy Gregory. You know, everyone was really excited when he came to the Broncos. And then by the time he left, everyone was like waving their hands saying goodbye. Can't wait to never see you again. We'll move on to basketball now. The women's Final Four games have been outperforming the men's games on the secondary market. This comes as a major surprise to some people, but other people are saying, no, this makes a lot more sense. So according to Logitech, the average price for the men's ticket is $1,001.21. Meanwhile, the women's tickets on average are going for more than twice that amount at $2,323. Holy smokes. But let's be honest, you're seeing history made with Caitlin Clark almost every single time she gets out on the court. You're seeing some pretty intense battles between LSU and Iowa and some big names. And it just feels like right now in the men's side of things, there's not as many storylines that are coming out of it. Maybe a little bit with NC State at this moment, but otherwise it really is starting to make a little bit more sense that the women's people are starting to pay attention a little more and want to go out there and see Caitlin Clark. So I do find it to be quite fascinating because it seems like men's basketball has always been the high riser. Like they are the end all be all, but it's really quite fascinating that this year it seems like it's all about women's basketball. And we will do the next Mile High Minute, which is presented to you by Smashburger. It is a Nuggets game day. A little fun fact, the Nuggets have sold out every single home game this season, and they will in fact be taking on the Clippers tonight, which will unfortunately be an away game, but the Clippers sit at 47-28, the Nuggets 53-23. 8 p.m. Mountain Time tip, so make sure you're staying up a little late. This should be an interesting game for the Nuggets, of course, but it's just you got to stay healthy. And will Jamal Murray be back in the lineup? I really doubt it, but you also never know. Now, Chauncey Billups will be inducted into the 2024 Basketball Hall of Fame, according to Shams. Billups played his college ball at the University of Colorado. Then he led the Detroit Pistons to a championship in 2004. Billups also spent 5 years playing for the Denver Nuggets, who is known as Mr. Big Shot, in the NBA's final MVP in 2004. Then he was a Portland Trailblazers head coach, and he will join Vince Carter in this year's class. A formal announcement is expected on Saturday at the Final Four. Move on to the Rockies now, because of course opening day is going to be tomorrow, but they end up losing. So let's go into yesterday when we thought we possibly might see another Rockies win. It was a close one, but they just can't do it. They end up losing 9-8. A huge bummer. Do not get any wins against the Cubs. But like I said, tomorrow is opening day here in the Mile High City. It's supposed to be a beautiful 75 degrees here. So it should be a good day for sure. We will be at El Patio, so definitely come hang out with us if you are looking to go down to Denver and just hang out and enjoy the opening day festivities. But if you're looking to go to the game, let me tell you this. On the Rockies official ticketing site, there appear to be at least 100 seats left unsold, and the price for them are absolutely ridiculous. The cheapest seat for the festivities and some subpar baseball, let's be honest, is $80 pre-fee, and we all know that the fees can get a little outrageous nowadays, but that will net you in the upper deck. There are even $255 seats just 5 rows behind the dugout, still on sale on the official first-party vendor Ticketmaster. So tickets in the same section against the Tampa Bay Rays on Saturday, a day after opening day, are $23 and $85 respectively, and even drop further to $15 and $48 for Wednesday's matchup with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So it seems like there's a little bit of price gouging for it considering it's opening day. But if you just want to go see some baseball and not participate in the festivities, go out on Saturday, or you could just go hang out downtown. And let's be honest, it's not like you're really going to be watching a lot of the game regardless. So go get a lemonade or a drink or something else and just hang out downtown with everybody. But $255 to go out there, it's a bit ridiculous to just go down there to Coors Field when, again, 2 days later or a week later, you can go down there for like $15. So personally, if I was anybody, I wouldn't be going actually to the game. I would just be heading downtown and go hanging out with us at El Patio. So definitely do that tomorrow. Okay, so now it is an Avalanche game day, of course, and they will be taking on the Minnesota Wild, 36-29-9. The Avs sit at 47-22-6. We will not be seeing Val Nichushkin tonight. That is what I am hearing, but hopefully tomorrow night, fingers crossed, we would love to see him get back in it. And luckily for all of us, we're not going to have a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup playoffs because Seattle is not going on. So Trevor Moore scored a hat trick for the Los Angeles Kings in a 5-2 win against the Kraken at Crypto.com Arena last night. It was Moore's second NHL hat trick and his first since 2022. That ultimately eliminated the Kraken from the playoffs after the team's first playoff appearance last season. Let me make sure I get that correct, which included the 7-game win against the defending champion Colorado Avalanche. So luckily, that won't be happening. Now, of course, whoever the Avs do play in the first round, you got to be able to get out of it. Otherwise, this season will be considered a bust for sure, in my opinion. But yes, we will not be seeing the Kraken in the first round. So we don't have to worry about that one. Last one for you here on this Thursday. Fox Sports and AEG are launching a new postseason college basketball tournament next year. The College Basketball Crown will be a 16-team tournament that will take place between March 31st and April 6th in Las Vegas. The games will take place at the MGM Grand, Garden Arena, and T-Mobile Arena. Teams that did not qualify for the NCAA tournament will be eligible. The Big Ten, Big 12, and Big East will each have 2 automatic entries, and the additional teams will be selected by a committee. I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to offend anybody because I'm also on the point of if you can continue to play basketball into March, I love that for everyone. But hardly anybody watches the NIT. It's all about March Madness. So we're adding another basketball tournament in here for maybe if you're a fan of somebody who doesn't get in, you're going to be watching it. But otherwise, I feel like the numbers just will not be drawn to it. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Like I said, nobody really watches the NIT unless you have a team actually in it that you follow along all the time. Everybody watches March Madness. I know this will also be coming towards the end of March Madness, but it just seems, I don't know, a little unnecessary to me. Let me know if I'm being a little too harsh on that point, but I'm just kind of like, another basketball tournament? It's like we're adding another football league all the time. Oh, here comes the XFL, then the UFL, and we're just having too many things all at one time. And maybe that's just me being a little bit of a hater. I don't know, but I'm curious how you guys feel about another basketball tournament being added. I always love to look at your guys' comments. It's my favorite part of every single day when we do a show. So good morning, Rachel. Have a wonderful day. Good morning. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with us here on Denver Sports Daily, getting you caught up on all of the headlines. I do appreciate it. Ooh, Simmons to Miami would definitely be an interesting draw. I don't necessarily know how much Miami would need them. I, of course, haven't paid to a ton of what they've been doing in free agency, but a Bradley Chubb, Justin Simmons reunion, maybe, possibly, could see it. Manning, people are saying over Tom Brady being the GOAT. Let's see. I want to see what else you guys. I see lots of people talking about the Rockies. Let's see. The Rockies have a legit shot at an all-time bad MLB record. The modern-day record is 120 losses. The Cleveland Spiders lost 134 games in 1899. There's a better than zero chance at that. There is. You're not lying on that front right there. The Rockies quite literally could have 120 losses. It's really ugly. That's why I'm saying do not go pay some $255 to sit 5 rows back from the dugout to go watch the Rockies on opening day. Don't do that. If you want to watch baseball, just go a little bit later on in the season, like I said, when you can get a ticket for $45. And if you want to be a part of the festivities tomorrow and you're not really looking to watch any baseball, then just go down to downtown Denver. Like I said, we will be at El Patio. Come hang out with us. It's going to be an absolute blast. But yeah, don't go waste your money because they quite literally could be the worst team in MLB history. That's the Colorado Rockies right there for you. That is going to do it for today's episode of Denver Sports Daily. As always, I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of your time with us. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment down below who you think the GOAT is, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. I always love to hear all of these opinions. And then come hang out with us at Coffee Break, 12 p.m. today. And we will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Get back to work, everybody. Bye.